When a racist neighbor built a towering fence to block a black family's yard, they thought they'd won. Until the family transformed their land into a thriving community park, turning hate into a beacon of love that united a town. The Harper family, new to a quiet Atlanta suburb, faced hostility when their neighbor erected a fence to protect his property, a blatant act of prejudice. But instead of retreating, they reimagined their yard as a vibrant park for all, sparking a movement that exposed bias and rebuilt a community. What began as a spiteful barrier became a catalyst for joy, resilience, and justice, leaving a legacy that reshaped their neighborhood forever. Before we dive into this powerful story of triumph over prejudice, drop a comment below and let me know where you're watching from. If this tale of a family turning hate into hope resonates with you, hit that like button and subscribe to Narratives of Black Struggles for more stories exposing the raw truths of racial inequity in America. Your support keeps these narratives alive. Picture a serene Atlanta suburb where new neighbors are meant to be welcomed, but one family's arrival is met with a cold act of division. The Harpers, armed with courage and community, face a challenge that will test their resolve and ignite a transformation. Let's step into the story where it all begins. Jalen Harper gripped the steering wheel of his family's 2018 Toyota RAV4, its engine humming softly as he navigated the winding streets of Roswell, an Atlanta suburb, on a warm evening, June 4, 2025. The sun dipped low, painting the sky in hues of orange and gold, streetlights flickering on, casting soft glows across manicured lawns, brick ranch homes, and blooming azaleas. At 38, Jalen was a high school principal, his close-cropped beard neat, his dark eyes sharp with focus, his navy blazer folded in the back seat after a long day of meetings. A worn leather keychain, a gift from his late father, Leon, dangled from the ignition, engraved with "Build, Don't Break," a mantra that guided his life. He was headed home to his new house on Maple Drive, a four-bedroom haven he'd bought with his wife, Simone, for their kids, Maya, 14, and Eli, 10. But tonight, a routine drive would reveal a neighbor's act of hate, testing their resolve and sparking a transformation that would reshape their community. The RAV4 was packed with moving boxes, books, clothes, Maya's art supplies, a sign of their fresh start. Jalen and Simone, both Atlanta natives, had grown up in Cascade Heights, a vibrant black neighborhood, but Roswell promised good schools, quiet streets, a chance for Maya and Eli to thrive. The house, a 1960s ranch with a half-acre yard, was their dream, space for a garden, a swing set, family barbecues. They'd moved in 2 weeks ago, unpacking amid neighbors' curious stares, some warm, others wary. Jalen felt the weight of being one of few black families on Maple Drive, a lesson from Leon, a carpenter who'd built their childhood home. "You'll be watched, son. Stand tall, build anyway." Maple Drive was serene, its homes tidy, its lawns trimmed, but Jalen noticed a shift, curtains twitching, a jogger slowing to stare, a whispered "new people" from a porch. He'd waved, smiled, introduced himself, but some nods were curt, eyes averted. Simone, a pediatric nurse, had brushed it off, her voice warm. "They'll come around, Jalen. We're here for the kids." Maya, an artist with her mother's wit, had painted a welcome sign for their door, while Eli, a budding soccer star, kicked balls in the yard, his laughter bright. The Harpers were building, but tonight, their neighbor would try to break them. Jalen turned onto Maple Drive, the house in sight, red brick, white shutters, a sprawling yard waiting for Simone's roses. But his heart sank as he saw it, a 6-foot wooden fence, freshly built, slicing through their side yard, blocking half their land from the street. It wasn't there yesterday, its planks raw, its posts stark, a deliberate barrier where their neighbor's property met theirs. Jalen parked, his hands tightening on the wheel, Leon's keychain cool, his pulse quickening. He stepped out, his loafers soft on the driveway, his blazer over his arm, the fence looming, a symbol of division he'd hoped to leave behind. Simone stood on the porch, her scrubs rumpled from a hospital shift, her braids tied back, her eyes fierce. Maya and Eli flanked her, Maya's sketchpad in hand, Eli's soccer ball at his feet, their faces tense. "Jalen," Simone said, voice low, pointing to the fence. "He did this today. No warning, no talk. Jalen's jaw clenched, his eyes on the fence, its planks cutting off their yard's view. Their kids' play space. Their welcome. Who? He asked, though he knew. Carl Bennett, their neighbor, a white retiree whose curt nods and cold stares had marked him from day one. Bennett, Simone confirmed, her voice steady but sharp. I saw his truck, workers hammering all day. Eli heard him say, keep them out. It's not just a fence, Jalen. Her words landed. Them, a blade, their blackness the target. Maya's eyes narrowed, her voice soft but fierce. It's ugly, Dad. He doesn't want us here. Eli kicked his ball, voice small. Can we play in the yard still? Jalen hugged them, his blazer slipping, Leon's keychain his anchor. We'll fix this, he said, voice steady, eyes on Simone, a silent vow. We'll build, not break. Jalen walked to the fence, its wood rough, its height blocking the sunset, a spiteful act dressed as property rights. Bennett's house, a gray colonial, sat beyond, its lawn pristine, its windows dark. Jalen knocked, his fist firm, but no answer came. Only a curtain's twitch, Bennett's shadow fleeting. Simone joined him, her scrubs bright, her voice low. He won't talk, she said, eyes on the fence. But we can't let this stand. Jalen nodded, his heart heavy, anger flaring, but Leon's mantra held. Build, don't break. They returned to the porch, Maya sketching the fence, her pencil sharp, Eli bouncing his ball, their resilience a spark. Jalen pulled his phone, texting their lawyer, Aisha, a Cascade Heights friend. Neighbor built fence on our yard, no permit, hostile. Advice? Aisha's reply was swift. Check property lines, file a complaint. I'm on it. Simone scrolled her phone, finding Roswell's zoning laws, her voice fierce. He needs a permit, she said. He didn't get one. We'll fight this. Jalen nodded, his blazer folded, his eyes on the fence, a plan forming, not just to tear it down, but to build something bigger, a truth no fence could block. Flashback, Cascade Heights, 2000. Jalen, 13, watched Leon build their porch, his hammer steady, his voice deep. Build, son, even when they try to break you. A white neighbor had complained, called their house loud, but Leon invited him to a barbecue, his kindness disarming, his porch a symbol. That day, Jalen learned. Hate could be met with strength, with community, with building. The Harpers sat on the porch, the fence looming, the neighborhood quiet but watching. Maya's sketch showed the fence as a dragon, her art a weapon. Eli's ball rolled, his eyes bright. Can we make a park, Dad? He asked, voice hopeful, sparking an idea. Jalen looked at Simone, her smile fierce, her hand squeezing his. A park, she said, voice soft but bold. For everyone. The fence was hate, but the Harpers would build love, a community park where all were welcome, a legacy no neighbor could fence out. The Harper family's living room glowed with lamplight on June 5, 2025, its unpacked boxes stacked against the walls, a half-acre of dreams shadowed by Carl Bennett's 6-foot fence outside their Roswell home. Jalen Harper sat at a folding table, his navy blazer draped over a chair, his close-cropped beard neat, his dark eyes fierce with purpose, Leon's leather keychain, build, don't break, in his hand. Simone Harper, in scrubs from her hospital shift, stood by the window, her braids tied back, her voice steady, scrolling zoning laws on her tablet. Maya, 14, sketched a park on her pad, her pencil sharp, her eyes defiant, while Eli, 10, bounced a soccer ball, his laughter a spark in the tension. The fence, built yesterday without warning, wasn't just wood, it was hate, a barrier slicing their yard, their welcome, their blackness targeted. But the Harpers weren't breaking, they were fighting, planning to turn their land into a community park, a truth no fence could contain. Jalen's phone buzzed. Aisha Williams, their lawyer, her voice crisp. Survey confirms, Bennett's fence is 6 inches onto your property. No permit filed. We can sue for trespass, demand removal. Jalen nodded, his keychain cool, his voice steady. Do it, Aisha. But we're thinking bigger, a park, open to all, on our land. Aisha laughed, her tone fierce. That's bold, Jalen. I'll file the suit, request an injunction. Get community support, fast. Simone looked up, her tablet glowing, her eyes glinting. Zoning allows parks, she said, voice sharp. We'll need permits, funds, but it's legal. Bennett can't stop us. Maya's sketch grew, trees, swings, a mural, her voice soft. It's for everyone, right? Eli grinned. Ball still. Soccer field. Dad. Jalen hugged them, his heart full, Simone's hand squeezing his. Their plan a beacon. Build, don't break. Morning brought action. Jalen drove to Roswell City Hall, his blazer sharp, his folder thick, survey, zoning laws, Aisha's complaint. The clerk, a white woman with glasses, scanned his papers, her voice cautious. A park, she said, typing. You'll need a permit. Public hearing, community approval. Jalen nodded, voice clear. We're ready. Neighbors deserve a space for all. She hesitated, eyes flicking to his face, his blackness, but stamped the application, her tone neutral. Hearings in 2 weeks, she said, handing back papers. Jalen left, his keychain in pocket, the fence looming in his mind, the park is fire. Simone rallied neighbors, knocking on doors, her scrubs bright, her smile warm. Some welcomed her. Ms. Rosa, a black retiree, offered lemonade, her voice fierce. Bennett's always been cold. I'm with you. Others, white families, nodded politely, their eyes wary, their doors closing fast. Mr. Patel, an Indian engineer, joined, his kids eager for swings, his voice steady. We need this, Mrs. Harper. By noon, 20 neighbors signed a petition, their names a spark, the community stirring. Bennett's fence a challenge they'd meet together. Maya and Eli canvassed, Maya's sketches, park designs, tucked in her pad, Eli's ball bouncing, their voices bright. It's for everyone, Maya said, handing flyers to kids, their eyes wide. Eli kicked his ball, grinning at a boy. Soccer field, free. Some neighbors whispered, they're new, why stir trouble? But others joined, their signatures growing, their kids dreaming. The Harper's yard, half-blocked, was becoming a cause, a truth no fence could hide. Bennett appeared, his gray hair thinning, his flannel shirt tucked, his face stern, leaning on his porch. You're making trouble, he called, voice sharp, eyes on Jalen, Simone, the kids. That fence protects my property. You don't belong here. The words landed, you a blade, their blackness the target. Jalen stepped forward, blazer sharp, voice steady. We own this land, Mr. Bennett. Your fence is illegal, and we're building a park for all. Join us, or move it. Bennett's face reddened, his voice low. You'll regret this, he said, retreating, his door slamming, the neighborhood watching, phones filming, whispers rising. Aisha filed the suit, demanding the fence's removal, citing trespass, zoning violations, seeking damages. She texted Jalen, injunction hearing tomorrow. Bennett served. Simone posted on Nextdoor, her flyer vibrant, Maple Drive Park, for all, inviting neighbors to the hearing, to a planning meeting. Responses flooded, support, hesitation, a few slurs, quickly deleted. Ms. Rosa shared it, her comment fierce, time for change. Mr. Patel organized a potluck, his wife baking naan, their kids drawing park signs. The community stirred, the fence a symbol, the park a dream. Flashback, Cascade Heights, 2005. Jalen, 18, helped Leon build a community garden, his hammer steady. Neighbors joining black, Latino, old, young. A white landlord complained, called it messy, but Leon invited him to plant, his kindness disarming, the garden thriving. Build together, son, Leon said, his voice deep. That day, Jalen learned hate could be met with community, with love, with building. The injunction hearing was packed, Roswell's courtroom small but tense, neighbors filling benches, Ms. Rosa in a bright scarf, Mr. Patel with his kids, white families watching, some skeptical. Bennett sat, his lawyer, a white man in a cheap suit, shuffling papers, his face grim. Aisha stood, her suit sharp, her voice clear, presenting the survey, zoning laws, crowd videos of Bennett's keep them out claim. This fence is illegal, malicious, she said, eyes on the judge, a black woman, her robe crisp. It's trespass, built to harass a black family. Remove it, award damages. Bennett's lawyer stammered, citing property rights, but his defense crumbled, videos damning, the judge's eyes narrowing. The judge ruled, her voice firm. Fence removed within 48 hours, $10,000 damages to the Harpers, permit violation fines. The crowd cheered, Ms. Rosa clapping, Mr. Patel nodding, white neighbors shifting, some nodding, others silent. Bennett stormed out, his face red, his lawyer trailing, the fence doomed, the park alive. Jalen hugged Simone, Maya, Eli, Aisha, their hands linked, Leon's keychain warm, their truth a spark. Build, don't break. The Harpers returned home, the fence still standing, But its days numbered, workers arriving tomorrow to tear it down. Neighbors gathered, Ms. Rosa with cookies, Mr. Patel with plans, kids with sketches, their voices a symphony, their park a dream. Maya's mural grew trees, kids, sun, her pencil a weapon. Eli kicked his ball, his eyes bright. "It's our park, right?" he asked, voice hopeful. Jalen grinned, Simone's hand squeezing his. Their plan a beacon, a community park, open to all, a legacy no fence could block. The Harper family's half-acre yard on Maple Drive buzzed with purpose on June 20th, 2025, 2 weeks after Carl Bennett's illegal fence came down, its planks hauled away, leaving raw earth and a neighborhood awakened. Jalen Harper stood by a folding table, his navy blazer sharp, his close-cropped beard neat, his dark eyes alight with vision, Leon's keychain build, "Don't break," in his pocket. Simone Harper, in a sundress, her braids loose, directed volunteers, her tablet open to park designs, her voice warm but firm. Maya, 14, painted a mural on a plywood board, trees, kids, sun, her eyes fierce, her brush bold, while Eli, 10, kicked a soccer ball, his laughter bright, rallying kids for a game. The yard, once a battleground, was becoming Maple Drive Park, a community haven sparked by Bennett's hate, now fueled by love, a truth no fence could contain. The injunction had been a victory. Bennett fined $10,000, the fence removed, damages awarded, but the Harpers wanted more than justice. They wanted transformation. Their plan, born on their porch, was bold. Turn their yard into a public park, open to all, with swings, a soccer field, a garden, a mural wall, a space where Roswell's kids, black, white, Latino, Asian, could play, where neighbors could gather, where hate had no place. The city's public hearing, held last week, had approved the permit, neighbors packing the council chamber, Ms. Rosa, Mr. Patel, 50 others, their petition 200 signatures strong. "This park's for us," Ms. Rosa had said, her scarf bright, her voice fierce, swaying the council. Bennett had stayed away, his house dark, his silence a surrender. Jalen scanned the yard, volunteers, 20 neighbors, parents, kids clearing debris, marking plots for swings, a garden bed. Ms. Rosa, 70, raked leaves, her gloves bright, her smile warm. "This is home now," she said, eyes on Jalen. "You Harpers did this." Mr. Patel, in a polo shirt, measured for a soccer net, his kids piling dirt, their laughter mixing with Eli's. A white neighbor, Mrs. Ellis, hesitant at first, brought lemonade, her voice soft. "I'm sorry about Bennett. I want this park." Jalen nodded, his blazer creased, his heart full, Leon's keychain his anchor. "Build, don't break." Simone stood by a whiteboard, her sundress swaying, sketching the park, swings here, garden there, Maya's mural central. "We need $50,000, she said, voice clear, tablet showing a GoFundMe at $20,000, neighbors donating, Atlanta businesses pitching in. Swings, turf, benches, lighting safe, open, ours. Volunteers nodded, a black contractor, Mr. Jones, offering labor, his voice deep. "My crew's free, Mrs. Harper." For the kids. A Latina mom, Ms. Garcia, pledged flowers, her nursery donating, her eyes bright. "For my girls." The yard hummed, shovels clinking, kids laughing, the park a dream taking shape. Maya's mural grew, its colors, green, yellow, blue, a pulse of Roswell's hope. "It's us," she said, brush steady, eyes on Eli, kids playing soccer, neighbors raking. Eli ran, ball at his feet, shouting, "Goal," his grin wide, his friends, black, white, brown, cheering, their voices a symphony. Jalen watched, his blazer off, his shirt sleeves rolled, pride swelling. "This is it, Simone," he said, voice low, hand squeezing hers. "Our kids, our neighbors, building together." Simone nodded, her eyes shining, her tablet buzzing, donations climbing. $25,000 now, the park alive. Aisha Williams arrived, her suit sharp, her briefcase light, her braids coiled, her smile fierce. "Bennett's appealing," she said, handing Jalen papers, her voice calm. "Claims property rights, but it's weak. We'll bury it." Jalen nodded, keychain in pocket, voice steady. "Keep him out, Aisha. This park's ours." Aisha grinned, her eyes on Maya's mural. "It's more than yours, it's Roswell's. I'm drafting a trust, making it public land, protected." Simone hugged her, voice warm. "Your family, Aisha." The lawyer laughed, her briefcase snapping, Harlem's daughter proud of Atlanta's fight. Bennett appeared, his gray hair thinning, his flannel shirt tucked, his face stern, leaning on his porch across the street. "You're ruining this street," he called, voice sharp, eyes on Jalen, Simone, the volunteers. "Noise, mess, strangers, my property's at risk." His words dripped hate. Strangers, a code for black, for others, for change. Jalen stepped forward, shirt sleeves rolled, voice clear. "This park's legal, Carl. For everyone, including you. Join us, or stay out." Bennett's face reddened, his voice low. "You'll pay for this," he said, retreating, his door slamming, neighbors watching, phones filming, whispers rising. The GoFundMe hit $30,000, Atlanta's mayor tweeting support. Maple Drive Park is Roswell's future. #Build Together. Local news arrived, cameras rolling, reporters interviewing Jalen, Simone, Maya, Eli, Ms. Rosa, Mr. Patel. "This park's love," Jalen said, voice steady, eyes on the yard. "Hate build a fence. We're building a home." Simone added, tablet in hand, "For our kids, our neighbors, our future." Maya held her mural, voice fierce, "Arts for all." Eli kicked his ball, grinning. "Play here, free." The crowd cheered, volunteers working, the park a truth no fence could block. Flashback, Cascade Heights, 2010. Jalen, 23, built a playground with Leon, neighbors joining, kids painting, elders planting, community thriving. A white cop question permits, but Leon showed papers, his voice calm. "We're building for all, officer." The cop left, the playground stood, Jalen learning community outlasts hate, love builds stronger than fear. The volunteers paused, sharing lemonade, Ms. Ellis's tray empty, her smile shy. "I was wrong," she said, eyes on Jalen. "This park's beautiful." Ms. Rosa hugged her, scarf bright, voice warm. "We're family now." Mr. Patel's kids ran, Eli leading, their laughter a pulse. Maya's mural gleamed, neighbors adding strokes, their hands messy, their hearts united. Jalen stood by Simone, keychain warm, eyes on the yard, swings rising, garden beds forming, soccer field marked. "We're doing it," he said, voice low, Simone's hand squeezing his. Their park a legacy, a truth that would shine brighter than any fence. Maple Drive Park sparkled under the afternoon sun on August 15, 2025. Its half-acre transformed from a fenced-off yard into a vibrant community haven in Roswell, Atlanta. Jalen Harper stood by a ribbon, his navy blazer sharp, his close-cropped beard neat, his dark eyes alight with pride. Leon's keychain, "Build, don't break," in his pocket. Simone Harper, in a yellow dress, her braids flowing, held scissors, her smile warm, her tablet tucked away. Its GoFundMe now at $60,000. Maya, 14, stood by her mural, trees, kids, sun, its colors bold, her sketchpad under her arm, her eyes fierce. Eli, 10, kicked a soccer ball, his grin wide, his friends, black, white, brown, cheering, their voices bright. The park, swings, a soccer field, a garden, a mural wall, was alive, volunteers, neighbors, and kids filling its paths, a testament to the Harpers' triumph over Carl Bennett's hate, a legacy of love no fence could block. The park's opening, Maple Drive Unity Day, drew 500, Roswell's heart, Atlanta's spirit, media cameras rolling. Swings gleamed, donated by Mr. Jones's crew, their chains shining. The soccer field, turfed by a local firm, hosted kids, Eli leading, their laughter a pulse. Simone's garden bloomed, roses, marigolds, zucchini, Ms. Garcia's flowers bright, elders tending beds. Maya's mural, now permanent, stretched across a wall, neighbors' strokes woven in, a canvas of community. Benches, funded by the GoFundMe, held families. Ms. Rosa, Mr. Patel, Mrs. Ellis. Their voices warm, their pride palpable. Food trucks, soul food, tacos, curry, lined the street. Music, a jazz quartet, hip-hop DJ, filling the air. The park a symphony of unity. Jalen scanned the crowd, his blazer creased, his heart full. Ms. Rosa, in a bright scarf, hugged kids, her cookies gone. Mr. Patel, polo shirt crisp, refereed soccer, his kids scoring, their grins wide. Mrs. Ellis, once hesitant, served lemonade, her smile open, her son playing with Eli. A black activist, Maya Jones, led a chant. Unity, love, no hate. Her megaphone roaring, her dreadlocks swinging. Reporters filmed Atlanta's mayor, a black woman, arriving, her suit sharp, her eyes warm. "This park's Roswell's soul," she said, shaking Jalen's hand. Cameras flashing, X trending with hashtag Maple Drive Park. Simone took the mic, her dress glowing, her voice clear. "Welcome to Maple Drive Park," she said, eyes sweeping the crowd, landing on Maya, Eli, Jalen. "This was our yard, fenced off by hate, but we built love for our kids, our neighbors, our future." The crowd cheered, signs waving. No fences, just friends. Phones filming, elders clapping. Jalen stepped forward, blazer sharp, voice steady. "A neighbor tried to divide us," he said, eyes on the park, "but we united. This park's for all, play, grow, love, free." The applause thundered, Maya's mural gleaming, Eli's ball soaring, the park alive. Maya spoke, her sketchpad high, voice fierce. "This mural's us," she said, gesturing to its colors, green, yellow, blue. "Kids, families, dreams. No one's left out." Eli ran up, ball underarm, voice bright. "Soccer's free," he shouted, kids cheering, parents laughing, cameras rolling. Ms. Rosa took the mic, scarf bright, voice deep. "This park's home," she said, eyes misty. "The Harpers gave us that." The crowd roared, standing, clapping, Mr. Patel nodding, Mrs. Ellis wiping tears, the park a truth no fence could block. Bennett watched from his porch, gray hair thinning, flannel shirt tucked, face stern, alone. His appeal failed, fines doubled, his house for sale, his hate defeated. Jalen glanced at him, no malice, just pity. Leon's keychain warm. "Build, don't break." Bennett turned away, his door closing, his shadow gone. The park's light brighter than his darkness. Aisha Williams arrived, suit sharp, briefcase light, smile fierce. "Trusts filed," she said, handing Jalen papers. "The park now public land, protected forever." "You did it, Jalen." Simone hugged her, voice warm. "We all did." Aisha grinned, eyes on Maya's mural, Harlem's daughter proud of Roswell's fight. The mayor cut the ribbon, scissors flashing, the crowd cheering, kids rushing swings, soccer field, garden, the park open, alive, a beacon. Local news aired the opening, headlines blaring. Black family turns hate into community park. The GoFundMe hit $100,000, funding a library nook, art classes, soccer leagues. Atlanta businesses pledged, turf, lights, benches, Roswell's council vowing more parks, inspired by Maple Drive. Neighbors danced, jazz soaring, food trucks empty, kids painting Maya's wall, elders planting, the park a symphony of love. Flashback, Cascade Heights, 2015. Jalen, 28, built a community center with Leon, neighbors joining, kids reading, elders teaching, love thriving. A white developer threatened demolition, but Leon rallied signatures, his voice calm. "We built this together. It stays." The center stood, Jalen learning. Community is stronger than hate. Love builds forever. Jalen stood by Simone, Maya, Eli, keychain warm, eyes on the park, swings full, field alive, garden blooming, mural shining. "We did it," he said, voice low, Simone's hand squeezing his, Maya's sketchpad glowing, Eli's ball soaring. The park was more than land. It was truth, a legacy of love, a community no fence could break, a light that would shine for generations. Maple Drive Park glowed under autumn's golden light on October 15, 2025, its half-acre of vibrant heart in Roswell, Atlanta, for months after the Harpers turned Carl Bennett's hateful fence into a community haven. Jalen Harper stood by a new library nook, his navy blazer folded, his close-cropped beard neat, his dark eyes warm with pride, Leon's keychain, "Build, don't break," in his pocket. Simone Harper, in a green dress, her braids loose, tended a rose garden, her smile bright, her tablet retired. Its GoFundMe now at $150,000. Maya, 14, taught kids to paint on her mural wall, her eyes fierce, her brush guiding, while Eli, 10, coached a soccer league, his ball flying, his laughter a pulse. The park, swings, field, garden, mural, was a legacy, a truth that outshone hate, a beacon for Roswell, for Atlanta, for every community divided by prejudice. The park's opening, Maple Drive Unity Day, had sparked a movement, trending on X with hashtag Maple Drive Park, headlines blaring. Black family reclaims land, builds community. The GoFundMe funded a library, art classes, soccer leagues, lighting, benches, drawing thousands. Kids playing, elders gardening, families uniting. Atlanta's mayor visited monthly, her support cementing plans for more parks. Roswell's council reformed, zoning laws eased for community spaces. Bennett's house sold, his family gone, his fence a memory, his hate defeated by the Harper's love. The park was public land, Aisha's trust ensuring it forever, a model for cities nationwide. Jalen walked the park, his loafers soft, volunteers, Ms. Rosa, Mr. Patel, Mrs. Ellis, tending beds, coaching kids, painting walls. Ms. Rosa, scarf bright, read to toddlers in the nook, her voice warm, her cookies shared. "This is home," she said, eyes on Jalen, pride shining. Mr. Patel refereed soccer, his kids scoring, his voice deep. "You changed us, Mr. Harper." Mrs. Ellis, now a friend, planted marigolds, her son Eli's teammate, her smile open. "I was blind. This park opened my eyes." Jalen nodded, keychain warm, heart full, Leon's mantra alive. "Build, don't break." Simone stood by her roses, dress swaying. Eyes on kids painting Maya's mural, their hands messy, laughter bright. "We did more than build a park," she said, voice soft, hand squeezing Jalen's. "We built family." Maya's mural stretched, trees, kids, sun, kids adding strokes, her voice fierce. "Your art's yours. Paint it big." Eli ran, ball at his feet, shouting, "Pass." His league mixed, black, white, brown, their cheers a symphony. The park hummed, swings full, field alive, garden blooming, a truth no fence could block. Aisha called, her voice crisp. "Trust National," she said, papers rustling. "Cities, Chicago, Philly, want Maple Drive models. You're a blueprint." Jalen grinned, keychain in hand, voice steady. "That's Leon's legacy, Aisha. Keep it strong." Simone laughed, eyes shining, her tablet buzzing. "Grants, $500,000 for satellite parks, Atlanta's council pledging $1 million. We're growing," she said, voice warm, Roswell's heart expanding. The park a spark for change. Maya taught a workshop, kids painting, stars, houses, dreams, their canvases bold, their eyes wide. "You're artists," she said, brush steady, her mural a beacon. Eli coached, his ball flying, kids scoring, their parents cheering, black, white, brown united. Ms. Garcia's flowers bloomed, her girls planting, her voice soft. "This park's theirs." Mr. Jones's crew built a pavilion, free, his voice deep, for Roswell. The park was a fortress, its love a weapon, its truth unstoppable. Local news aired stories. Maple Drive Park inspires nationwide reform. Atlanta's mayor awarded the Harpers a key to the city, cameras flashing, X trending with hashtag Build Together. Schools visited, kids sketching, elders teaching, families playing, the park a model. Chicago planning a sister park, Philly following. The GoFundMe hit $200,000, funding a teen center, art studio, soccer camps. Roswell's kids dreaming big, their parents united. Flashback, Cascade Heights, 2018. Jalen, 31, rebuilt a community center with Leon, neighbors joining, kids dancing, elders cooking, love thriving. A white councilman opposed funding, but Leon rallied votes, his voice calm. "We built this for all. It stays." The center stood, Jalen learning, love outlasts hate, community builds forever. Tonight, the park hosted a festival, jazz, barbecue, art, thousands dancing, kids painting, elders storytelling, families united. Jalen spoke, blazer off, voice clear. "This park's ours, black, white, brown, all. Hate tried to fence us out. Love brought us together." Simone stood beside him, dress glowing, eyes misty. Maya's mural shone, Eli's ball soared, the crowd roared, signs waving. Maple Drive forever. Phones filming, Harlem's legacy alive. Jalen stood by Simone, Maya, Eli, keychain warm, eyes on the park, swings full, field alive, garden blooming, mural blazing. "We built it," he said, voice low, Simone's hand squeezing his, Maya's sketchpad glowing, Eli's laughter bright. The park was more than land. It was truth, a legacy of love. A community no fence could break, a light shining for generations. If this story moved you, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it with someone who needs to know what true strength looks like. Join us at Narratives of Black Struggles for more stories that shine a light on resilience and justice.